Peace to you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Is salvation a free lunch? I started to think about this when I took a coupon to McDonald's for a free coffee. Now, the first time I saw this coupon for a free coffee, I doubted whether it was really free, because in America, whenever something is advertised as free, it means free if you purchase a Big Mac, free if you buy an Egg McMuffin. So it's not really free. So if a Big Mac is $3 and the coffee is supposedly free, then really the Big Mac is $1.50 and the coffee is $1.50, according to the American understanding of free. So there's usually fine print, is the point. Because in America there's no free lunch. That's the point. There's no free lunch in America. When I was a bouncer and there was a cover charge the bar I worked at, let's say there are 5 people coming in. The first person would pay for all of the other 4 behind him or her, and then before they could fully get into the door, all 4 were paying that person back or agreeing that they were going to buy the drinks for that night, which negated paying the cover charge, which always baffled me. Because in America, nothing's free. There is no free lunch. There's always fine print. But what I found out was, in terms of the coffee from McDonald's, it actually was free. There was no strings attached. There were no strings attached. So my wife and I thought about it. We thought, why would McDonald's give away free coffee? And this is what we came up with. McDonald's, being the successful business that it is, understands how Americans think. That Americans think there's no free lunch. So even if they gave coffee, Americans would immediately have to pay McDonald's back, because we have to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and dig in and dig deep. So we can't just enjoy a free coffee. No. We've got to buy something to compensate McDonald's, because there's no free lunch in America. So it's the obligation that Americans feel to earn their keep. Or if it's not that, it's just consumerism. Meaning McDonald's knows they're not going to just have coffee. They're going to get some cinnamon buns or something. Because that's how Americans are. We like to buy things. We like to purchase. We like to consume. So either we feel obligated, or we're just greedy. And we just can't sit back and enjoy a free coffee. Now, how does this relate to salvation? I'll get to that in a moment. Because I had another thought that relates to this. I thought about the genius of dollar stores and how you just can't go wrong with a dollar store. I mean, it's $1. So you buy a toothbrush. The toothbrush is a fairly sorry toothbrush. What will you think? What will I think? It was $1. What can I expect? But if it was a wonderful toothbrush that did wonders to our teeth, then we're thinking, wow, look at what I got for just $1. So either way, in a dollar store, you can't go wrong. And that's why they're so successful. If somebody comes back to return something at a dollar store, it's like, what is your problem, man? It was $1. I mean, the cashier and the people in line think the person is crazy, ungrateful, ridiculous. So that's an issue of value. The free lunch and the dollar store analogies are issues of value, worth. Now, let's apply this to salvation. Salvation meaning that we owe God a debt, which is our lives, because we have rebelled against Him. The penalty of rebellion against the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords is death, the death penalty. That's what we owe Him. But we can't pay it. It's a debt we cannot pay. So God, in His love and mercy, pays it for us. He cancels our debt by killing His Son in our place, as though His Son were guilty, and giving His Son our guilt and giving us the Son's innocence. Our debt is canceled before God if we will accept what He has done to cancel the debt. So why is salvation free? Well, it's not because it's cheap like things in a dollar store. It doesn't have the same idea behind it, meaning this. Our souls are of infinite value to God. So we owe God something that we can never pay him back, ever. There's no way to pay him for that. So when we receive it free, or the free gift of salvation, as we've heard said before, it doesn't mean it's cheap. It doesn't mean that it's a very low value and you should just be glad you're getting it. No, it's a very high value. That's why it's free. It's free because it was so costly that we could not repay the debt. But there's no fine print, which is the issue. There is no fine print with the gift of salvation because there can't be. If we look at it as a debt that can't be repaid, then we understand either someone will cancel it or we'll be forever indebted. So it is with salvation. Salvation is free, not because it's cheap or of low value, or you just be glad you're getting it, like at a dollar store, or because there's some assumed fine print like with a McDonald's coupon, but rather it is an acknowledgement of the infinite value that God places upon our lives that only Christ could pay on our behalf. So the next time you, if you believe in the Lord Jesus, think about the gift of salvation. Think of it not in the context of a free lunch, because it is very valuable. And God does have expectations of us. Meaning if I cancel a debt for you, for example, if you owe a debt and I cancel it, I expect gratitude, but I also expect you not to do what you did before to get into that debt. You would expect the same for me. If you cancel a debt of mine, you don't want me to have wasted your money by going back into the same situation. Well, it's the same thing. When God cancels our debt caused by sin, he wants us to go and sin no more, to not put ourselves back into that situation. Once again, we all understand that relationally. We understand that if you forgive somebody for something they do wrong, it means that you don't want them to keep doing it. If a husband commits adultery and the wife forgives him, she wants him to stop. If a wife commits adultery and the husband forgives her, he wants her to stop. He doesn't forgive her so she can continue. She doesn't forgive him so that he can continue. So it's very valuable. And there are expectations and even obligations, but not so much an obligation to repay the debt, but rather an obligation to appreciate the debt paid. Until we next connect, peace to you.